Hi, I'm Bob Atkinson. I work with InCloud Solutions. This is a presentation I created for the SAP user group for Business by Design on the 12th of June in Belfast earlier this year. It's really focused on the why we should be using SAP's two-tier strategy. So using Business by Design specifically to roll out your on-premise S4 solution or to complement that rollout. Effectively, what we're talking about is using your S4 on-premise solution as your master global ERP. And then to localize, if they are of relative size of, say, of below 50 million turnover or 100 million turnover, you're probably most likely going to need a local, smaller solution to match the culture of that local business and the size. You don't want to burden some of these smaller localized businesses around the world with the complexity of the global master. So the global master are we tier 1 here, this is where we're saying, and the smaller businesses down here tier 2. Business by Design is effectively from between say 50 and 500 million turnover. I'd say it's a sweet spot for all those sizes of subsidiaries. It will go up to a billion turnover businesses. It just depends on the complexity of it realistically, and it will go up to say 1,500 employees there. So it's no lightweight. There are limitations of say 1 million processes per year, and a process I mean an order to cash process or a purchase to pay process. Not the number of transactions. Some of these processes can have as many as 15 different transactions in them. So that's what we're looking at. And what we do is we use the SAP Cloud Platform simply to integrate these cloud products. The Cloud Platform is more than capable of if it's an SAP Cloud Platform, so even the SAP Cloud ERP S4, which can probably handle 50 times as much data as the Business by Design, but they all have the same plugs in and out of this cloud platform, so it's very, very simple for us to work along with any of the SAP cloud products. It also links straight into S4 on-premise. We also able to link it through SOAP or REST or whatever way we want in and out of the any third party you wish. So it doesn't necessarily have to be an SAP product to link through it. So this is your landscape you've got here. This is what a lot of people see looking at a two-tier solution. It is not just a two-tier. There are multiple things going on in this environment, and this may seem familiar. We've got your main ECC solution, and you may even have, if you're big enough, 3 of these instances globally. You've got your business objects or business financial consolidation solutions here, business warehouse for reporting, Hybris for your website and web sales, etc., HR solutions. And all these are joined together with web services, which is the intrinsic SAP ByDesign API methodology, WSDL, sorry. And also OData is very, very common nowadays. We've still got all your old iDocs and what have you from ECC here, but the cloud platform really marries all of this spaghetti up into one simple solution. And because it's hosted as well, that cloud platform is hosted, we can see the URL of it as well within Business by Design. We can see it just as another product within here, and that's how we can manage it too. So what is Business by Design in comparison to S4? I think it's a fair thing to say. It's very, very rich. It's very, very capable. It's multilingual, multi-currency, multiple sets of books. It can run global businesses within its own right. It's just a volume issue that you're going to run into, and also there are limitations or mind limitations around how we can code it, because it is tied down, because it's multi-tenanted. And there are multiple people utilising this solution, not just one, which means we have to be very conscious of the fact that the coding within it is fit for all. which means we do need to manage what we release as functionality in it. Whereas on S4 on-premise, of course, you can have whatever you want. And just very rapidly, you'll be familiar with all these products here: SuccessFactors, Concur, Fieldglass, Hybris, Analytics Cloud. These are all part of the solutions within the larger SAP product set that ByDesign can match off into if necessary, if you need to extend into those. But ByDesign does have for local businesses, just on ByDesign, similar functionality built in. Not as complex, but it has some capability there if required. Why are we doing it? Cost is a key thing, and implementation time is also incredibly important. Scalability, I've just mentioned the volume limitations that we have in there. From the cost side of it, we've mentioned 500,000, again, 500 euros, 500,000 pounds, $500,000. We all seem to be coming to parity or in that ballpark. Everyone's different, every business is different and what the budgets are. But if you seem to be rolling out, 500,000 seems to be about the right budget to roll out an on-premise S4 solution. And let's just take into Turkey, for instance. That's just how much it costs. Whereas to roll out Business ByDesign, it'll be about a third of that cost to go and do that. And the reason it's a third of the cost is the time to implement is the key. The time to implement is between a third and a half times quicker. It's very simple to configure. We still have to work with customers to make sure we're configuring it exactly the way they want it. So we still have the same old sort of management of these processes and agreements on these processes to enable us to implement the solution. The security is fantastic. All the silos that the servers are held in across the world are military grade. They're oxygen free, retina and fingerprints to get in. What else can we say? The encryption in it's phenomenal. Recovery, backup, disaster recovery. It's all done. The most data you'll ever lose in a ByDesign solution is 2 hours. It's for a normal business to try and roll that out globally. It's a pretty impossible task for the value for money that you're getting out of the ByDesign licensing. Data access, you can access the data. It's all HTML5 within Business ByDesign and access it on your laptop, on your desktop, on your iPhone, iPad, or any other generic product that runs HTML5 as a browser. So Firefox, Internet Explorer, Safari, as long as you've got those on there, you can access your data. It's a single sign-on onto the rest of your SAP product set as well. We have incredible flexibility in localizing. So for all your VAT rules and all your form changes and local statutory reports, we have that ability. And for when you are in the most common situation now is if your group or business acquires somebody abroad or even in the same country, what do you do? Do you bring them and try and extend your own solution? Is it a total different set of processes in there? Are you going to try and squeeze them in? Are you going to try and extend your on-premise solution? Or you just give them exactly what they need there and then with a straight out of the box ByDesign solution, which will run distribution, manufacturing, professional services, no matter what it is, it should be capable of doing it. Interestingly, the new acquisitions here, the top element here, I'm probably not going to run through all of these due to time, you can see it on the screen anyway, is if you've got an implementation time that is less than 6 months. If you haven't got that time or even less, InCloud can implement these solutions at breakneck speed within the month, or realistically a very large organisation within 6 months. Generally between 2 and 3 months I'd say is standard if somebody is going to take absolute vanilla. And what we do, we put you on Business ByDesign first, and then behind in the background we then make sure we understand the strategy to move it into your on-premise solution straight afterwards. So it flows from one into the second project. We do not extend to keep Business ByDesign there for many years. It is but a stopgap. It's just an incredibly competent stopgap, but we will eventually run into data issues if it's a large complex solution business we're moving into. from if you're buying a solution, a business based on purely product, and you're not going to sell it anywhere else, just in that one country. You just run it straight out of tier 2 or a business by design solution for that country. Small manufacturers is going to depend on budget as well, whether you've got the budget, but ideally keep your manufacturing and your distribution of those manufactured parts for MRP instances within tier 1 if you can. If necessarily, you can run tier 2 projects, but you are going to consolidate your financials back into a tier 1 solution. If you're doing distribution, you bought somebody to distribute your goods, you're not manufacturing there, you've got nothing there, you're just distributing them there, you're just shipping them to that location, that country, and distributing it within that country. Just put in business by design. It's perfect, that scenario. And again, the reason it's perfect is because we have a fantastic ability to roll out globally across many businesses in many countries. The 20 localization countries here, you can see. It makes it very simple. You choose 3 of these within your base fee. If you want any more than those, it's a chargeable element, but it's still incredible value for money. And our partner and community have a pre-set up solution where we can extend some pre-configured solutions for VAT and your statutory reporting as well. And if necessary, within 5 or 6 weeks, some of the more experienced by design partners can create, even if it's not on SAP's lists here, we can create them from scratch. And InCloud have done Ghana, Congo B, Tanzania, etc. Through that program. So who are InCloud Solutions? We've been specialising in business by design since 2012. Co-founders were both working for SAP from the inception of from SAP Business by Design. There's pretty much nothing we don't know about it. We work very, very closely with SAP as well on the new developments and user interfaces. There's over 35 of us just specialising in by design. We're based near Reading, just opening a small office in London. And we probably proud to say we've got the largest technical team within the UK, and we're very close running behind All for Cloud over in Germany for the largest SAP Business by Design partners in Europe. We also have a fantastic catalogue and library of third-party solutions as well. So sometimes it just is not cost-effective to use a full SAP product suite because we're just not big enough, and it's maybe too complex or overawing for the smaller local businesses and subsidiaries. We're able to help you with that as well, to keep it as cost-effective as possible. So just to recap, the main reason for looking at 2-tier and using Business by Design as your second tier to marry up with your main master SAP S4 HANA on-premise solution would be it's 30% cheaper to in costs to the on-premise solution, and that's due to the reasoning that it's 3 times quicker to extend your current on-premise solution into a subsidiary. So that cost is purely based on the fact that it's quicker to put in there and simpler, and you may actually find it works incredibly well because it simplifies your business as well. It takes a lot of the culture out of it, takes a lot of the internal processes out of the equation when you're rolling out, and when you've got new acquisitions as well, all that storming and norming, as I said. There you go, that's as quickly as I can do the whole thing. Thank you for listening. That's Bob Atkinson. There's my number, there's my email. If you need any more information, please don't worry about contacting me. Or get me through the LinkedIn page. Cheers, thank you.